It's very frightening to hear that contract killings are a thriving business in Jamaica, and the nation is not outraged by this news like I expect them to. Hypothetically, imagine you or your loved ones living to say at the age of 40, being a law-abiding citizen and a productive member of society with children and spouses who depend on you, having your dreams to aspire for your goals in life, then bam, unexpectedly a young man whom you never met and do not have a quarrel with walks up to you or your loved ones, aims a gun at your head, pulls the trigger and shoots multiple times, ending your or your loved one's life, crushing you or your loved one's dreams and aspirations forever, plunging your dear loved ones left behind into a traumatic, grief-stricken state, to face the harsh realization of living life without you forever. Heart-wrenching, isn't it? To that young man who just ended a life, it means nothing to him. He is cold and remorseless. It's just another day on the job for him. I repeat, just another day on the job for him. Now tell me and try to wrap your mind around the phrase contract killers. It's mind disturbing to think of the word, let alone face the reality that we all someday may become a potential victim. The motives for being a victim of a hired hitman are varied, but in most cases, the motives are petty, like disgruntled employees, jealous lovers, family inheritance of land, house, or the root of all evil, money. I am very frightened and take it a step further. I am so paranoid to the point where I am suspicious of everyone in public places or when I walk on the streets. I want to know from all who are viewing and listening to this video, tell me, the news that contract killing is a thriving business in Jamaica. What are your thoughts? Is it that you take it lightly and just brush it off as just a typical day in Jamaica and move on to the next exciting entertainment item on the news? Listen to the Minister of National Security confirming the underworld booming business of contract killings in Jamaica.
This case not by the gang walking to a community 5 or 6. They hire contract killers, which is the new occupation of the shotters, so to speak. And these are syndicates. I don't think we have prosecuted any yet, unless you live with it, quite frankly. And it means every scammer who is skilled can form a gang, because you're dealing with young individuals who are 15 to 20. They acquire huge resources. The people referred to the shooting of 3 individuals in East Kingston just last week. The week before that, there was 4 killed in West Kingston. And there's sometimes my own concerns or a difference of opinion within the comments of my civil society people come up, because it was an excellent piece of work by the police. And my own regret is that they didn't get all 6. But my friend in jail to remind the society that the police had 50 fatal shootings this year.
I was expecting the Minister of Security to place much emphasis in his delivery speech in confirming the rise of contract killings in Jamaica. It is a vicious occupation that must be condemned and the public be more sensitized to the new norm of our society. More than half the current murder cases in Jamaica are committed by hired contract killers. The evidence is there to show. For example, the recently concluded Omar Collymore case, Everton Beaches Stoke McDonald, Toshana Patterson, the Geddes sisters in Trelawney, and 100 more cases who weren't given the publicity they ought to have received, because each life matters. This is Make We Talk channel. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to reading your opinions in the comment section below. This is the face of a reputed contracted killer. Look at his eyes, that face. It is scary, isn't he? He goes by the street name Gangbang. His legal name is Christopher Shields. It is reported by Talk that this young man was a part of the murder and burial of the siblings Kerrick and Kenisha Moody in Grange, Westmoreland. Remember the viral video of the brother and sister being buried? Yes, he was a participant in that heinous murder. Fortunately for the nation, he was shot and killed in a gun battle with the police in January of this year. Contract killings are not a current trend in Jamaica. It has been around for decades and perpetrated by the then elder gangsters. Now the mantle is being passed on to the younger generation, who seem to be more twisted and barbaric in executing their victims. Why as a nation we are not more outraged by contract killers? It seems contract killings are now normalized. We have gotten to the point of accepting it as a normal part of our culture. So the news is like, it's another contract hit. So sad. Next, let's move on. Without considering that a person has lost their most precious gift, which is life, and how terrible and sad their loved ones must be feeling. There must be some solution in tackling and rid the nation of these vicious creatures disguised as human beings.
I'm a born Jamaican.
Election in Jamaica is constitutionally due in almost a year. Both the two major political parties are at it. They seem to be desperately digging up dirt on each other to bring their trustworthiness into question by the electorate. And it does work. Backtrack to April during Mark Golding's speech at the budget debate. He flipped the script to Juliet Holness being a conflict of interest, being the Prime Minister's wife and the House Speaker for the Parliament, which resulted in the majority, which is the governing party, walking out of the Parliament and him finishing his speech on the streets, much to the fanfare of the media and the PMP supporters. Now, the JLP has brought to the public's attention that Mark Golding is a British citizen, which blew up on social media, and as people who are affiliated with the JLP, PMP, and no P at all, voicing their opinions on dual citizenship. The JLP is rather more sensitive and harbors grim remembrance of the historical 2007 general election, when the JLP, led by Bruce Golding, won by a one-seat majority and was faced with the possibility of the PMP regaining the power of the government. Abe Dabdoob, who was a prominent lawyer and a candidate for the PMP, discovered a breach of the Constitution, which makes anyone with dual citizenship eligible to sit in the House of Parliament. Darrell Voss, Gregory Mayer, Michael Stern, Everald Warmington, and the late Shiny Robinson were taken to court by the PMP. They had to resign as Member of Parliament and then renounced their dual citizenship, which resulted in 5 by-elections, which they all regained. Mark Golding had admitted that he is a British citizen, but he will not be forced to renounce his citizenship, as he is not breaching the Constitution of Jamaica, which clearly states that England is a part of the Commonwealth countries, and citizens from any Commonwealth countries can be a representative of the Parliament of Jamaica, And the saga continues.
You became opposition leader on a false premise. We were of the view that you were purely Jamaican. And because you became opposition leader on a false premise, the only thing for you to do is to resign as opposition leader. Whether you're PMP, JLP, NDM, or the party there where they say they're going to give we warplanes and flying jet and pay off all our bills. Any party you belong to, think rationally. Forget the politics. Take the politics out of it. And let us be objective. And let us find principled position. Mark G deceived us. You deceived us and became opposition leader. You should do the honorable thing, the right thing, and resign as opposition leader. We don't want no more white British slave master who over we again. 119